Hello and welcome back to the sideboard here at SCG Atlanta. I'm Nick Miller alongside Brian Braun-Duin.
Hey.
Notable and now Players Championship leaderboard #1.
Currently #1, yeah. Hopefully will remain #1, but...
And you can add to that total today because so far you're 6-0 with what we're calling Miracle Blade. Explain this archetype to us.
So basically, Miracles is a deck that I've wanted to play for a while. I thought it was very well positioned. CVM actually talked me out of playing the deck last time I wanted to play it. And then 3 copies of Miracles were in the top 8 of GP Paris, and I was kind of shaking my fist at CVM because he talked me out of playing it before. So that was like enough for me to say, all right, I'm finally going to play the deck. However, I think Entreat the Angels is stains. Like, I think that card is just, lukewarm garbage. So I did not want to play Entreat the Angels. Every time I see it, it's in someone's hand.
Right.
They have 3 lands in play, and they're just like, weeping softly to themselves.
Right.
So instead I went with Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek. And one of the reasons I chose this combo is because I think Humility is really good right now. And I wanted to main deck Humility. And Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek combo doesn't get shut down by Humility. So that was kind of the reasoning behind that. And if I'm going to play Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek, I might as well play Stoneforge Mystic to search up Sword of the Meek, but also play a Batterskull while I'm at it, because that just beats some decks.
Just get all the value out of your Stoneforge Mystic, tutor up your combo, get Batterskull to gain your life, win races and such.
Yes.
And Humility is there to just shut off the creature decks, stop broken things from happening.
Yeah, Reanimator and Sneak and Show are very popular. Humility shuts down both of those decks. They cast Show until you put in Humility. It just doesn't matter what they put in. The game's over. So that was the reason for that. And I'm also playing Blood Moon. So yeah.
One of Blood Moon.
One of Blood Moon.
Sometimes get them.
Yeah, Blood Moon. Basically, like my opinion on Miracles is I just want to, like, the deck's super fair. It's like the control deck in Legacy, and I want to have as many ways to just get my opponent as I can. So Humility is one way where you just get your opponent, they can't beat it. Blood Moon's another way. A lot of decks just fold to Blood Moon.
Yeah.
So and then there's Counterbalance Sensei's Top. A lot of decks folded that too. So you kind of have so many different ways that you can just like get your opponent.
Right. Just a bunch of ways to trap them, lock them down.
Yeah, I've won a lot of games with Blood Moon today. So.
Blood Moon, I don't think anyone could see that coming. Even with the rise in popularity in Blood Moon and Painter, you just defeated Ruben Bressler on camera at the 5-0 table playing Painter. So
yeah,
they're running around everywhere. Explain to me the Rest in Peace in the sideboard. They seem to not really interact with some of all the cards, like help me out here.
The Thopter Foundries and Sword of the Meek.
The land too, the
Academy Ruins.
Academy Ruins.
Yes, yeah. So I have Academy Ruins and Blood Moon in my main deck. That's a super combo there.
Yeah.
I can turn that into a mountain. Beyond that, I have Rest in Peace in my sideboard, which shuts out the Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek combo. The reason I have Rest in Peace in my board is because I have an Enlightened Tutor main in one in my sideboard, and I wanted to have access to the best Graveyard Hate spell. And against decks where Rest in Peace is good against them, for the most part, Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek isn't. So my plan is to side out the combo and bring in the Rest in Peace, and then I can rely on Stoneforge to get Batterskull and Sword of Feast and Famine, or Jace to actually kill those decks as my actual win conditions instead of Thopter Sword.
What's interesting is, sorry to cut you off, you've been playing Storm a lot, and getting a lot of top 16, top 32, top 64 finishes, but never really, making top 8, like you mentioned on Facebook. Is this a deck you said Chris Van Meter talked you out of it? Is this the deck you wanted to play all along? Were you just playing Storm because you were consistent with it? Or, what was the breaking point and why?
I've never wanted to play this deck, to be honest, until recently. I've always hated this deck with a passion. But basically, the reason I want to stop playing Storm is because I felt like a lot of times I had to play so exceptionally well to beat my opponents. And even if they were playing badly.
Right.
And I didn't want to play a deck that put me in that position. And Counterbalance I felt was like very well positioned, which is why I want to play it. Normally I don't like these kinds of decks that much, but I do kind of enjoy this one because I like Thopter Foundry Sword. Yeah. I like blood mooning people. I like casting Rest in Peace and shutting off my combos, and there's all kinds of fun
interactions.
Stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, round 7's getting ready to kick off. Brian, thank you for joining me here in the sideboard. Wish you luck and hope to see you in the top 8.
Thank you.
For Brian Braun-Duin, I'm Nick Miller in the sideboard. Stay tuned for SCG Atlanta action coming up today.